So I decided to do this video while I was filming my slow aging hacks video, and I was talking about how I was eating a lot of almonds, and several months later I found a significant difference in the moisture levels and the texture levels of my skin. And I wasn't just talking about my face, I mean my body. I found that even when after washing the dishes or washing my hands, I didn't have to put on lotion. It felt a lot smoother. So the texture and hydration levels definitely changed. So I wanted to see if there was a study that was done with almonds, and yes, in fact, there was. There was one done to find a correlation between eating almonds and, in this particular one, wrinkles. So there actually was one. This was an investigator blinded controlled study or trial, and it took place between November of 2016 and January of 2018, and each of these trials were done over a 16-week period. So the subjects, out of the 50 postmenopausal women that started this trial, only 28 finished. And the study was started in November 2016 all the way to January of 2018 but the actual trials were 16 weeks long. All these women, obviously they had to be postmenopausal. They had to be relatively healthy with no autoimmune disorders, no genetic deficiencies in regards to collagen production deficiencies. They had to be a Fitzpatrick 1 or 2, non-smoking. Their diets, if their diets were less than 1,000 calories or more than 3,000 calories a day, they couldn't do that. If their diet included high antioxidant supplements or a regular diet of nut oils, nut butters, or even if they had nut allergies, they couldn't qualify. And if they did qualify, they actually had to take all of those high antioxidant supplements out, and they could only eat the daily amount of almonds given to them, whole almonds that were given to them as a snack, or if they were in the other controlled group, they couldn't eat any nuts. So here's what they found in the study. So there was no significant difference, both in the control group and the group that ate the almonds, as far as sebum production and transepidermal water loss. But what they found was a difference in the wrinkle depth as well as the wrinkle width. They saw a significant improvement. So after 8 weeks, they saw a 9% improvement of the wrinkles in the almond eating group versus the control group that did not eat the almonds. And then over 16 weeks, they saw a 10% improvement in their wrinkle depth and wrinkle width compared to the control group. The trial showed that a daily consumption of almonds actually did improve the wrinkle depth and the width of postmenopausal women, even if the sebum levels were unchanged. Findings suggest that it may not only be the amount of sebum, but what is actually in the sebum that affects the wrinkle depth and the wrinkle width. Like I mentioned in the last video when I was talking about the essential fatty acids that are in the sebum. So much so that they are planning, or they probably have done the studies by now because this was done several years ago, but so much so that they are doing future studies on studying how lipids and vitamin E affects the skin's health. And this study that specifically targeted postmenopausal women eating almonds and the wrinkle depth and width is just the beginning. In this study, a relatively large amount of almonds were used. As far as the amount that they had to eat was relatively large, and they only used whole almonds. Now, there was a previous study that was done where it suggested that blanched almonds or soaked almonds had a more enhanced form of vitamin E. I was consuming about a quarter of a bag a day, which is equivalent about 2 measuring cups of almonds. And it wasn't until about 2.5 months later did I actually start to notice a difference of the texture of my skin as well as the hydration levels of my skin. So it's very unscientific, but I did see a significant difference. Now, speaking of that, there are limitations to this study, one of which was the scientific advisor of this study, as what this person was also a consultant to Burt's Bees, Derma, I put it in here, dermala and tomorrow's leaf. If you want to see photos of the baseline of some of the pictures that they included in this study, or you want more details of the study, I'll put the link in the description below. And then if you are saying, but Christy, I need some hydration, I need to solve my dryness right now, if it's going to take that long of eating all these almonds, or you don't want to eat almonds, and then watch this video right here on the different levels of moisturizers that you can use for dry skin. And depending on how dry your skin is, or if you're lipid poor or moisture poor, I'll put that link right up here. Because remember, makeup is an art, skincare is a science. See you in the next video.